What's up guys, Zornaz here. Before I start this video, I just wanted to thank you all for being so patient with me and also for getting me to 800 subscribers while I wasn't even uploading. This means a lot to me and I couldn't have gotten this far without you guys. This video is going to talk about every single unknown, unreleased, or even discontinued Plants vs Zombies games out there. The games in this video will progressively get more unknown, starting with the most commonly known games going all the way to the unknown. Anyway, here we go. The most known game out there is Plants vs Zombies 2 Chinese version. This game released on August 1st of 2013 on iOS and later released for Androids on September 12th, 2013. This game has so much gameplay and it still gets updated with new worlds to this day. The difference with Plants vs Zombies 2 and Plants vs Zombies 2 Chinese version is way too much to cover, but I will go over the major differences. Starting off with the worlds, the Chinese version has 5 more main worlds than the American Plants vs Zombies 2. Those worlds being Kung Fu World, Sky City, Steam Age, Renaissance Age, and the Heian Age. They also have event worlds such as the Fairy Tale Forest and maybe even more in the future. In this game, the cactus plant is for some reason super overpowered and you get it at the start of the game. Speaking of plants, instead of there being so many level up for plants like the American Plants vs Zombies 2, in this one, you can only level up plants to level 5. To level up some plants, such as the peashooter, you need to beat levels to get stars, which you can then use in the star jar to get level ups for only specific plants, upgrades, new plants, and more. The max stars you can get from a level is 3. To get 3 stars from one level, you need to beat it, which will give you 1 star, and also unlock hard mode for that level, which you will once again have to beat to get 3 stars. Unlike the American Plants vs Zombies 2, this game gives you puzzle pieces from chests instead of seed packets from piñatas. This game has many plants that the American Plants vs Zombies 2 doesn't have, but there are way too many plants for me to cover. I will say though, it is very cool that the Chinese version has the cattail and the corn cannon from Plants vs Zombies 1. This game hosts many events to this day which can give you prizes like a new plant, currency, and more. That about covers the important information on this game, but that's not even 30% of the game. To explain everything there is in this game, I would have to sit here for about 50 minutes, so I'm just going to move on to the next game, which is Plants vs Zombies 3. The only reason I consider this game unknown is because it hasn't been released yet, and at this point, no one knows if it will. The game's version I'm going to be talking about released on October 12th, 2022, but it's gone through many versions, dating up to July 16th of 2019. In this game, whenever you complete a level, you get taco tickets, which you can use to unlock the next part of the storyline. Sometimes when you use these taco tickets, you get to customize your house or your yard, which is pretty cool. The maps in this game are Dave's house, or better known as Day, which is the first map in Plants vs Zombies 1, Campground, which has some map features such as the river, which can move your plants from time to time. And last but not least, the volcano map, which also has some map features such as high elevation, or sometimes low elevation platforms that can stop your plants from shooting at the zombies due to tiles being slanted, just like the roof map in Plants vs Zombies 1. There can also be meteor strikes from time to time in volcano levels, which can make a hole in the ground so you can't place any plants in that area for a minute or so. You also had 5 lives, meaning if you failed levels 5 times, you would have to wait until your lives regenerate with time to play again. There was also a vase breaker mode, which if you played it, would give you rewards such as 15 minutes of unlimited lives and more. The problem that many people saw with this game was that it looked just like Homescapes. Here's a side-by-side comparison of both games and their home screen. Pretty similar, right? Some things in Plants vs Zombies 3 not only looked like Homescapes, but also played like Homescapes. In Homescapes, you get stars after beating a level, and with that star, you can progress through your house and progressively customize it, just like Plants vs Zombies 3 with taco tickets. Anyway, that's all there really is to Plants vs Zombies 3, so let's move on to the next game. The next game is called Plants vs Zombies Adventures, which was released on May 20th, 2013. This game actually wasn't available anywhere on the App Store or Play Store, but rather Facebook. This game featured different planting mechanics than all the other games. In this game, you can place your plants anywhere around the track, which was kinda similar to something like Bloons TDS. In this game, there were levels to progress in, but different to the other Plants vs Zombies games. The main adventure mode was called Road Trip. You also had a house which you can decorate with plants, different houses, and way more. This game had some plants that weren't in any other Plants vs Zombies game, such as asparagus, popcorn, bee shooter, sweet pea, and more. To get most of these plants, you obviously need to play adventure mode, which had so many maps, such as the boonies, dire spires, cadaver cavern, park and perish, and way more. Some plants, however, like the peashooter and the sweet pea, were VIP plants, which you got by spending gems, an in-game currency that you had to spend money to get. One way that you could get some gems without spending money, however, was playing a competitive online game mode called Brain Ball, which was basically a game mode where players hid brains inside their town and defended them while other players used zombies to try and get their brains that the other players hid. To use zombies in this game mode, you first had to train them in the zombie training feature, which was made just for this game mode. Usually, if you were top 5 on the leaderboard, you got some sort of gem prize. There were also some odd zombies in this game, such as the DJ Zombie, which was like a normal zombie with 5 hats on it that make him very tough to defeat. The Conga Leader, which was just a clone of the dancing zombie from Plants vs Zombies 1, but instead of summoning dancers, he summoned conga dancers. The Mall Cop Zombie, which worked like the pole zombie from Plants vs Zombies 1, just with a segue, and the fact that he takes 2 insta-kill plants to defeat. The Gas Can Zombie, which has a gas can that can explode and knock out any plant in a 3x3 radius, unless you have specific cold plants to light him out, and more. This game sadly got taken down and wiped off of Facebook on October 12, 2014, which was only a little over a year of its initial release. Anyway, that's enough of that game. Let's move on to Plants vs Zombies Great Wall Edition. Plants vs Zombies Great Wall Edition, which was released on May 12th of 2012, was exactly like Plants vs Zombies 1, just with reskinned zombies, maps, lawnmowers, and way more. Just like normal Plants vs Zombies 1, there were many unused sprite files in this game, which, speaking of, let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to do a video on things that didn't make it to Plants vs Zombies 1. Anyway, in Great Wall Edition, there were some sprites in the files of the game that didn't make it to the final game. Some of these being the Bottle Gourd, which was a plant that looked very similar to the Fire Gourd found in Plants vs Zombies 2 Chinese version, 3 scrapped zombie designs, these 2 random seed packet designs, and way more. This game has nothing much to offer than the original Plants vs Zombies doesn't, since the game is mostly just a redesigned Plants vs Zombies 1. With that being said, let's move on to the next game, which is called Plants vs Zombies Endless Edition, also called Plants vs Zombies Journey to the West. Plants vs Zombies Endless Edition was released somewhere in February of 2013, but there isn't any known specific release date. This game was like Plants vs Zombies 1, but with many added features, such as these hero-like plants that you could bring into levels. You could move these hero plants into different tiles wherever and whenever you wanted to. All you had to do was drag them there. Each of these heroes had their own abilities, which were usually unlocked by leveling up these plants, which had a max level of 20. The hero-like plants that you could choose from were the Iron Man Nut, Monkey King Peashooter, Pig Squash, Nut Wu Jing, Monk Flower, and Nazha Peashooter. This game had some plants from Plants vs Zombies 2 just really heavily redesigned. Some of these plants were the Snapdragon, Laser Bean, Ghost Pepper, Bok Choy, and way more. However, there were also new plants such as the Electric Anemone, Water Gun Grass, Bramble Seagrass, Sea Starfruit, and Oxygen Algae. The worlds in this game were the same as Plants vs Zombies 1, just retitled. The first world was called The Zombies Are Coming, the second world was called Nightfall, Backyard Emergency, Fog, and last but not least, the fifth world, which was called Roof Battle. There were also many extra worlds that were added, which were War of the Spider-Woman, 3 fights with Skeleton Demon, Subdue the Yellow-Browed Monster, Outsmart the Fire Child, Battle of the Ox Demon, Fight the Sea Demons, and last but not least, Brave the Dragon King's Palace. Some of these worlds had new zombies such as the Flying Imp, Spider Devil Zombie, Skeleton Demon Zombie, Red Boy Imp, Yellow Brows Gargantuar, and many more. This game also had a challenge mode where you could do the Endless Challenge or the Boss Rush Challenge. It is safe to say that this game offered so much gameplay, but sadly, this game was shut down sometime in 2015 for unknown reasons. The next unknown game that I will be looking at is called Plants vs Zombies Online. Plants vs Zombies Online was released on December 9th, 2013, and as the name states, this game featured some online mechanics while also keeping the adventure mode intact. The worlds in adventure mode were Kun Shi Huang Mausoleum, Ancient Egypt, Pirate Seas, Far Future, and East Sea Dragon Palace, which was never finished, most likely due to the fact that the game got shut down. In some of the worlds, there were boss fights very different from the other games. For Kun Shi Huang Mausoleum, there was a boss fight called the Emperor Kun Shi Huang, which could not be attacked until the level was near the second flag. Ancient Egypt's boss fight was a Sphinx that couldn't be attacked until the final wave. As for the online side of things, there were many multiplayer features such as the Across Service Expedition, which was a server that people signed up to and got divided into 3 camps where they can battle others to get points. King of the Hill, which was a mode where the top players would fight each other to earn chests. Alliance mode, which was a mode where whenever the player beats levels in adventure mode, he gets points added to their guild which can offer rewards, and many more. There were also many new plants such as the pomegranate, dandelion, Bruce bamboo, wax gourd, carrot rocket, pineapple pult, and many more. For the new zombies, there were zombies such as the desert death zombie and even this mechanical wolf zombie. This game sadly got shut down on August 11th of 2018 since it was a flash game which we all know is discontinued. The next game we will be talking about is called Plants vs Zombies Social Edition. Plants vs Zombies Social Edition, released on June of 2011, played like Plants vs Zombies 1 but had many additions. The main one being that you have a town and you can buy and place things onto it. After translating many images, I found out that sun was used as energy to play levels. There was also a challenge mode, which was basically like the minigames from Plants vs Zombies 1. You also had team divisions, and the higher you were on the leaderboards, the more rewards you would get. Just like Plants vs Zombies 1, this game had Crazy Dave's Twitty Dinkies shop, and after some image translation, I found out that he sells plants, whatever props means, residential things, which I'm guessing means property for your town, and reinforcements. These were some of the new plants of the game, which I can't find any information on what each plant does. What I can find though, is that you can level up plants in this game because of this photo which I found. There was also another character in this game called Brave Dave, which allowed you to play old levels. This game sadly got taken off its website on September 30th of 2014. The next game is called Plants vs Zombies Allstars, which was officially released on September 17th of 2014 for iOS and September 25th, 2014 for Androids. This game was leaned towards an MMO card collecting RPG style game, and it achieved just that by letting you pick 7 of your plants before you started the game, and it would auto place your plants and let them fight to the end, similar to this event from Plants vs Zombies Online. There were also abilities that you can click on at the bottom of your screen which allowed your plants to activate its plant food power up. But to get the ability bar full, plants had an anger bar which shows its anger that increases whilst attacking or being damaged. This game actually had a story behind it. The primitive snail zombie saw plants sleeping and decided to call over some of the other zombies he had. After doing so, the leader points to the house, signing the zombies to go towards it. And so, the zombies get closer and closer to the house, which was stopped after asteroids fell down to the earth, cracking open to reveal plants which shoot at the zombies to start the game. It's a pretty odd story for a Plants vs Zombies game, but it fit with the RPG style. This game had many maps, such as American Suburbs, Primitive Tribe, The Great Wall, Kung Fu World, Journey to the West, Viking World, and some other maps from Plants vs Zombies 2. In this game, zombies had a health bar and a zombie toughness color which showed how tough they were. Green meaning the zombie was ranked as weak, green with a skull meaning the zombie was ranked as a weak boss, blue meaning average, and etc. This game also had tiers 1, 2, and 3 for your plants. Here's Droplet Shooter at tier 1. From tier 1 to tier 2, the name changes to Ice Pea, and from tier 2 to tier 3, the name changes to Frostbolt Shooter. To upgrade your plants to a new tier, you needed these, which were called All-Star Potions. Plants were also split into 4 different categories, those categories being gentle plants, which gave benefits to other plants such as a healing effect or removal of negative effects put on any other plants, brave plants, which damaged zombies and were all better at doing different things, tenacious plants, which put negative effects on zombies, and auxiliary plants, which are plants in the game that you can't use, but are instead found in event levels. There were some new zombies, such as the Mask Zombie, Broadsword Zombie, Exploding Zombie, Mammoth Rider Zombie, and more. This game also had the Star Jar, just like Plants vs Zombies 2 Chinese version, which gave you rewards for getting stars after completing a level. This game was sadly shut down in January at an unknown date on iOS, and July 11th of 2020 for Androids. The next game we have is called Plants vs Zombies Match. Plants vs Zombies Match released on beta in June of 2021 and then released on early access in May of 2023. I'm going to be going over the new version of the game, since the first version doesn't even have that much information to go off of. In this game, you had to match different things such as leaves or water droplets to pass levels, kind of similar to Candy Crush, and also very different from all the other Plants vs Zombies games. Depending on how you match the shapes would turn into a plant that each do different things. If you match shapes into an L or a T, you got the Pomegranate, which exploded once moved. If you matched 4 shapes together, you would get a homing missile, which clears a row of shapes. The levels have different tasks, from clearing a certain number of shapes off the grid to destroying boxes by matching next to them. After beating a level, you got sun and coins, but coins don't really even have a purpose in this game yet from what I'm seeing. Sun, on the other hand, was used to clear up the fog in the map of the game so that you can open up more of the map and defeat more zombies by playing more match levels. After clearing up all the fog from the map, you were given a piñata which had coins and opened up a new map area. Since the game didn't last too long, there are only 3 maps: Taco Stand, Piñata Ranch, and Firework Factory. There were also hearts in this game, which you had to use for levels, and when a heart was used, you would get it back after a couple minutes or so. This game looks like it's still in the process of being made, and it will most likely be coming out in the upcoming years. The last and most unknown game on this list is called Plants vs. Zombies 3D. This game heavily leaned more towards the tower defense genre, in which you had to protect your house, unlocking different plant types and upgrading them. These plant types did different things, such as the walnut, which increased your house's health, the repeater, which did damage to a single zombie, and the bok choy, doing melee damage. All plant types had 4 different plants to choose from in that type. The variety of plant types were unlocked by getting puzzle pieces from chests or ads. In between waves, the player's house was fully restored. These waves were sometimes Brainiac waves, which were waves that featured a boss. After each wave, you got golden leaves and coins, with Brainiac waves giving you a chest. You can also get golden leaves from a wheel that you can spin. Golden leaves unlock new plant types, and coins were used to upgrade the plant type's damage. When you upgraded your plants enough, you got silver leaves, which you can use to upgrade your plant's passive traits. This game was taken off the website it was played on, and was discontinued at an unknown date. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comments, and I hope you guys have a good day.